So today's topic is about troubleshooting blackout issue and the screen flickering. And we also have Q&A time after my presentation. Let's get started from the blackout issue first. So before we go through more details about screen blackout issue, let's see receiving card indicator status first, because different indicator status have different meanings. From receiving card indicator status, we can get a lot of useful information to help us to do the troubleshooting. It's especially important for troubleshooting screen blackout issue. Let's check it out one by one. The first one is working in a normal mode. As you can see, the red light is always solid on, but the green light flashes once per second. So in this case, this receiving card indicator status, it means the receiving card is working in a normal mode. And the second is the screen receiving card is working normally, but it is in backup mode. As you can see from the short video, the red light is still solid on, but the green light flashes 4 times in half second and wait half second. Then it fast flashes 4 times in half second. So if you see this situation, it means the receiving card is working in a backup mode. And the third situation is the network cable is not connected. I mean, for LED control system, you have like HDMI or DVI or SDI video source. If the receiving card working in this mode, which the network cable is not connected. Yes, in this case, it means the network cable is not connected. So the red light is still solid on, but for the green light, it will flash very slowly, like flashes once in 5 seconds. So please remember, in this situation, it means the network cable is not connected well, and the signal is not transferred successfully in the whole screen. Okay, this is the final one. So usually in our LED control system, we will feed HDMI or DVI or SDI, a lot of different video source. But if the signal, video signal is not fed to your system successfully, you will see the receiving card indicators flashing like this. The red light is still solid on, but the green light, it will flash 3 times in half second. And then wait half second, it will flash faster flashes 3 times again. So in this situation, it means the video source, no matter is HDMI or DVI, is not fit to your control system successfully. So in this case, you may need to check your video cable or your graphic card or the controller video cable connector or everything related to the video source. So here is a summary of all the screen flickering status. So for the left bottom corner, this is no network cable connected. It flashes very slowly. And the top left corner, it is in backup mode because you can see it fast flashes 4 times and wait half second. How about this one? This is working normally because it flashes once per second. And this one, this is no video source connected. It fast flashes 3 times and wait half second. And then another 3 times fast flashes 3 times. So maybe you guys can take a picture or shoot a short video to take this as a record in case there is one day you need this information. But it's okay if you don't have a cell phone to take picture because we will have the video into this on our YouTube, NovaStar YouTube channel. And you also can check the receiving card specification to check the receiving card indicator frequency, what kind of frequency it means what kind of working condition. Okay, after we know the indicator status, we can start blackout issue troubleshooting now. And when we talk about the blackout issue, there are 2 different situations. First, the whole screen is black, and the second, the part of the screen are black. For part of the screen blackout, it will have 3 different levels like cabinet blackout, module blackout, or the output port blackout. So to locate the issue, we should take a look at the control system structure again to try to verify what is the root cause to cause blackout issue. So here is a very standard LED control system. We have a control PC, sending card, and video processor, and LED screen, and the receiving card, hub board, and LED module, and Ethernet cables and video cables. All these factors could be the reason for blackout issue. We need to do the troubleshoot step by step. So let's from the full screen blackout first. So since there are 2 different situations, we will let you know a different situation, how to do troubleshoot in different situations. First is full screen blackout. So firstly, what we need to check is the screen power, because this is the most overlooked one. So before we do any troubleshooting, try to check if the screen power is turned on, and try to check if the screen power is adequate. After screen power, we have to check the brightness value, because for NovaStar controller, you may turn the brightness to 0, or in the NovaStar controller there is a mode, a blackout. So you can try to change the screen control to normal mode to see if the screen is working well. After this, you may need to check the Ethernet cable to see if the cable is loose or faulty. Try to reconnect or change one. after Ethernet cable, that would be sending card. And the first one is still the power. Try to check if the sending card power is turned on, or try to check if the power is adequate. And the second one is please try to check if you select the correct input source. Because you may fit in HDMI, DVI, and SDI, but what you want to put on your LED screen is only HDMI, but you select the DVI as input source. In this case, the screen would be totally black. So try to check if you have the correct selection of video source. And the second one is try to check input source interface to see if it is faulty or broken. So you can try to change another sending card, or to use another video connector. The second one is video source. For video source level, you may need to check your graphic card to see if it is set black. In this case, you may need to check if the graphic card is set in a good mode, or try to change a video source, try to change the computer, and then try to check the cable connection. You can reconnect or change a video cable, HDMI cable, DVI cable, SDI cable. And for Nova controllers, all the Nova controllers, they form to VISA standards. So if your video source output is not standard one, there may be some compatibility issue between the controller and the video source. So compatibility issue is the last one in video source level. And finally, try to check the receiving card. There are two factors you may need to check: the RCFGX file and the firmware. Try to load the RCFGX file try to reload the correct RCFGX file, or try to upgrade the receiving card firmware, same with others, or try to reload. So all these factors listed here would be the potential causes for the blackout screen, and it is in full screen blackout situation. So we need to do the troubleshooting step by step, and finally you will get a solution. So here is the process to tell you how to do the troubleshooting. First, we need to check the receiving card indicators first. And if the red light is okay, try to check the green one to know what working mode the receiving card is. And then try to check all the devices in the LED control system. And finally, we will get a solution to get the issue resolved. And next is part of the screen blackout. It's very similar to full screen blackout issue, but here we have three different levels. First one, sending card output per level. It means one sending card output per level is totally black. Like if you use MCTRL 4K Nova controller, the first output of this controller is totally black. So what should we do? First, check the screen power. And you can maybe switch a power supply, or to reconnect the power supply. And the second one is Ethernet cable. Try to check if that is loose or faulty. And for sending card, it should be, if the sending card output level is black, you may need to check if that output port is broken. So you can try to change a sending card, or to use the other normal working output to see if the original one is broken. So after sending card level, we need to we have cabinet level. If you have a cabinet is totally black, I try to check power supply unit first. So everything for every level, the power supply is the first step. Okay, and then try to check Ethernet cable to see if that is loose or faulty. And for receiving card, we have three factors: RCFG-X file and hub and firmware and receiving card hardware. So for RCFG-X file and the firmware, you can try to reload, but for the receiving card hardware, you may need to change a new one to see if the old one is bad or broken. And for the cabinet level, the last one is hardware. So for hardware, you may need to replace one to do some tests. Okay, for the last one, module level, we need to check power supply first, and then we have hardware. So you may need to change a hardware. And there is also flat cable, ribbon cable. So try to reconnect the ribbon cable or yes, try to reconnect or replace the ribbon cable. So all these factors could be the possible reason for the part of the screen blackout. And we have 3 levels. For each level, there are different potential causes. So all by do the troubleshooting step by step and check every factors here, you will get the final solution. So here is the process. First, try to know what blackout level it is. It is in output port level or cabinet level or module level, and then to check all the factors we showed you. So it sounds a little bit complicated, but you have the solution here. And you have all the factors you could check from the process and the chart we just showed you. And yes, if you cannot get a solution, it's fine. You can just contact NovaStar. So let's do a summary in blackout issue. So first is receiving card indicator. From receiving card indicator, especially green indicator, we can know what working condition the receiving card is, and we can know a lot of information first, and then try to know it is full screen blackout or part of the screen blackout. And after we verify the screen blackout level, we can try to check all the factors to do a cross validation, and then you will get a solution. Okay. Then second topic is screen flickering. So same as blackout issue, to resolve the flickering issue, we need to locate which part of control system caused that. Sending card and receiving card are the most important parts in control system. But how to locate the issue? Is there any tools we can use? Is there any tools NovaStar can provide to you to help you to do the troubleshooting? The answer is yes. So we have screen control tool and the test tool. So some of you may have already used these 2 different tools before. Let me introduce these 2 different tools for you. So actually, for functions, they are very similar to each other, and they are all used for sending some test pattern to LED screen. But what's the difference? So first one, screen control. For this function, the signal is from receiving card directly. So signal is from receiving card. For instance, if your LED screen has a color problem, So you can use the screen control function to display a color to see if the problem persists. If the problem is still there when you enable screen control, it means the issue is related to the receiving card hardware. So you can check receiving card firmware or the RCFGX file or the receiving card hardware. But if the issue disappears once you enable the screen control, so the issue should relate to LED controller. This function is quite useful in the first place to start troubleshooting. So where is it? It is in NovaLCT screen control, very straightforward. And there are different color for you and the test pattern for you to do the screen control. And also we have this function in front panel of controller. We take MCTRL 4K as an example here. So you can press the knob from the main interface and you can select the display control. Functions will be very similar as them in software. For test tool, actually the signal is from control PC, is from your graphic card. So test tool function is still very useful when we need to do when we need to check if LED is displaying pixel to pixel, and also we locate some abnormal cabinets or modules in center of LED screen. What does this mean? So first, how to use this test tool is when we open the test tool function in NovaLCT, we need to build a window with same resolution of LED display. And we need to set the coordinate and pixel width and height of the actual LED screen. And normally the window starts from 0, 0. And why it is useful is there are a lot of different test patterns to help you identify if the screen is working in a good status. So first one here is grid test pattern. By using this, you can check if there are some tearing lines in LED screen. And here is the orientation. So what you need to do is fill in the right module width and height, and the module numbers for one receiving card. And then put this on your LED screen. You can know which module, which cabinet get issue on your LED screen. So it's very straightforward to know, to locate the issue location. So as a conclusion here, the screen control and the test tool can be the first step to do the troubleshooting. They help us to locate the problem location. So after we know these two tools, how can we troubleshoot the screen flickering issue? For this question, we still need to do troubleshooting step by step. And all the factors, all the devices here could be the possible reason. It's same as screen blackout. We have PC, we have sending card, we have receiving card LED screen, hardware receiving card, and flat cable LED module. So all these factors could be the reason. What's the possible reason could cause the screen flickering issue? A lot of reasons. It looks very complex, and we have method and we have solution to help you make this simple, easy to do the troubleshooting. So how can we look at the issue more accurately and easily? So the first step is we have to verify if the flickering is fixed on the screen or it is randomly. First, if the issue position is fixed, we need to know if it is in one output port of sending card, or it is in a specific cabinet, or it is in a specific module. If it is in a output port, you can try to exchange to another output to see if the problem stays there. And if the issue stays on the old output port, it should be the reason of sending card. But if you exchange to another output port, the problem switch to the new one, it means the issue relate to Ethernet cable. And for cabinet level, you can check receiving card firmware RCFGX file and hardware. And so what you can do is try to reload the RCFGX file or try to upgrade the firmware. And if the firmware and the receiving card is same, receiving card firmware and the RCFGX file is same, you can try to exchange the issue receiving card with a normal one. And if the problem follows the receiving card, it means that is receiving card hardware issue. And if the problem stays on the same cabinet, the reason should be the module or the hardware. So this is the process. And if the flickering happens on a specific module, you can try to check the flat cable hardware socket. So finally, we will get the issue solved. And here is a picture to list all the potential causes, and we have solutions for that. So maybe you can take a picture to take this as a record. So the logic is same as blackout issue. So try to verify what flickering level it is. It is in output port level, or is a cabinet level, or is a module level. And for each level, we have different devices factors to check. And by replace these devices or reconnect the cable, and you will get the solution. And the second situation is the issue position is unfixed. If the issue position is unfixed, we need to know if it is whole screen flickering or randomly flickering. So what we can do is, first we use the screen control tool I have showed you. And if you enable the screen control function and the issue still is there, it means that is a receiving card issue. So you can try to check the firmware or try to check the receiving card RCFGX file. And if you enable screen control, the issue disappears. It means there is nothing to do with receiving card. You need to check sending card, video source, and video cable, Ethernet cable. So this is the process. Also, for flickering position is not fixed, we have listed the potential causes and details and solutions for you. So all these factors could be the reason we need to do the troubleshooting step by step. So yes, this would be all the potential causes. But someone may say, I followed the instructions you showed me, but the issue I cannot fix. Don't worry, you can just contact NovaStar. We will help you to do that. Let's do a summary in this part. So for troubleshooting screen flickering issue, there are two very useful functions, screen control and test tool. The difference is the signal comes from different device. For screen control, the signal is coming from receiving card itself, but for test tool, it comes from video source. And once you get to do troubleshooting of screen flickering, first we need to verify if the position is fixed or unfixed. If that is unfixed, to use screen control. If that is fixed, you can try to check what level it is and check all the factors, devices.